Julia Cameron, Living the Artist's Way, An Intuitive Path to Greater Creativity. The history of The Artist's Way is in itself an inspiring story. After having the manuscript rejected by publishers, Julia Cameron decided to self-publish her book. First, she simply sold photocopied editions to local bookstores, but the demand soon grew and it kept growing. A national publisher finally decided to give the work an official release in 1992, and from there, The Artist's Way became an enduring bestseller. The book has had such a lasting impact that Cameron continues to publish workbooks and revised editions on a regular basis. Living the Artist's Way is a combination memoir and workbook. It presents a 6-week program for strengthening one of the fundamental tools of the artist's way: writing for guidance. In the sections ahead, we'll dig into this program and all the ways guidance can be used to strengthen your own practice and to keep you on a path of self-discovery. Writing for guidance and grounding. If you're familiar with The Artist's Way, the author's influential 1992 book, then you might remember the key practices that it taught. If not, don't worry, we'll do a quick recap. The Artist's Way was about igniting and nurturing your creative spark, guiding you through a transformative journey toward greater artistic expression. At its core are 4 essential tools designed to unlock your creativity and unleash your potential. The first and perhaps most important tool is Morning Pages, which invites you to engage in a daily ritual. When you wake up, take a moment to produce 3 full-length pages of longhand free-form writing. Don't overthink it. Even if it's gibberish, just write down whatever comes to mind. This practice serves as a gateway to clear your mind, fostering a fertile ground in which creativity can flourish. Second is Artist Dates. This practice beckons you to treat your inner artist to weekly solo adventures. Whether it's a museum visit, a stroll through nature, or a couple of hours of quiet reflection. These excursions fuel inspiration and rejuvenate your creative spirit. Then there are the walks. Solitary ambles undertaken twice a week with no distractions. No phone, no dog. This is all about you reconnecting with your surroundings. These walks serve as opportunities for introspection, often leading to unexpected insights and revelations. The 4th tool is the one the author is focusing on this time around. It's called Writing for Guidance. It encourages you to pose questions to the universe in writing and listen for the answers that manifest through your pen. This form of intuitive writing serves as a conduit for divine wisdom, offering reassurance, clarity, and direction. In Living the Artist's Way, the author is essentially mixing memoir with practical advice. She's giving us a peek into her day-to-day life and showing us all the different ways in which writing for guidance can be helpful. It's all framed as a 6-week program, with each week spent focusing on a different benefit that guidance can provide. So let's start with week 1, where the goal is to invite grounding. To put it bluntly, there's no aspect of life where guidance can't be of help. The goal of this first week is to understand that and to begin the practice of writing for guidance, even when it comes to everyday concerns and interactions with others. Think of it this way. Asking for guidance is not unlike composing a prayer. Only in this case, you're opening up a conduit through writing. You're writing down the question or concern at hand and seeing what response you get when you once again apply pen to paper. It's essentially strengthening your connection to your intuitive side, since you're writing down your response without any internal debate or second guessing. The author's friend, Nick, asks for guidance every day. He starts his day by writing his morning pages, and then, feeling that his channels are open to receive, he asks for guidance about his poetry and what shape his verse should take that day. Another friend, Emma, often seeks guidance when it comes to career decisions. She often experiences the blessing and the curse of having to juggle multiple projects at the same time. So, by writing for guidance, she can quickly find an answer to what is most important to her and which project should be prioritized. Through writing for guidance, individuals can tap into their intuition and receive insights from what the author refers to as higher forces. This daily ritual not only serves as a form of self-reflection, but also fosters a sense of grounding and connection to a larger spiritual or intuitive realm. Once you make this a regular practice, you'll see a wide range of benefits, including a more positive outlook on life. Most human beings have a natural tendency toward doubt and skepticism, but once you strengthen your connection to your intuitive side, you'll find that the answer that comes to you will often be something along the lines of, "Everything will be all right. It will work out as it should in the end." Naturally, this will also benefit those who struggle with chronic anxiety and doubt. Things like stress and anxiety ebb and flow. When they do surface, taking a moment to put pen to paper and ask for guidance is a surefire way to help bring back a sense of groundedness, a feeling of calm and reassurance. So let's try one now. Get a sheet of paper and a pen and write down 3 things that are currently a source of worry or anxiety. Try to identify the biggest and then write down the question, "What should I do about this issue?" Then, whatever comes to mind, write it down. Chances are, new solutions will present themselves. Staying strong, calm, and optimistic. Now that we have the basics out of the way, we'll move through the other 5 weeks of this program in a speedier fashion. Week 2 focuses on inviting strength. Strength can mean a lot of things, but in this case it's about self-care. It's about giving yourself the time and space for positive reinforcement and building up a healthy sense of self-worth. Another of the author's friends is Scott, a Lakota elder and a therapist. Scott's been sober for over 30 years now. This takes a lot of strength. He admits that it can sound cuckoo when he talks about his spiritual practice, but he believes that he receives daily guidance from an unseen spirit world. As he puts it, "Of course there are spirits who love and guide us." The author agrees. Nick also practices written guidance, but it's not a regular thing for him. He uses it when difficult decisions arise, and figuring out the right choice is becoming a problem. He also finds that combining the practice of morning pages, followed by writing for guidance, is helpful in opening up the channels to being intuitive and receptive. Either way, using writing for guidance in the decision process can be a fruitful practice. So here's another prompt. Write down this question. Is there anything I can do to ease the pressure I put on myself? Open yourself up to possible answers and write them down as they come. Maybe you can extend a deadline or find time in the day for a much-needed nap. Maybe you can give yourself an entire day free of expectations. What is your intuition telling you, and how do these answers make you feel? Moving on to week 3, we're encouraged to invite calm and experience the serenity that comes from connecting with your inner guidance. Whether it's seeking patience in uncomfortable situations or accepting the good that comes your way, guidance becomes a source of steadiness and assurance. There's a saying that patience is a virtue, and it would seem that practicing this virtue has only become more difficult in recent years. We have so many distractions vying for our attention, and so much emphasis is placed on productivity. As a result, it can be hard to slow down and figure out what we really need to do for ourselves and our quality of life. If you're impatient and would like more calm in your life, take pen and paper and write down, what is it that I really need to know? What do I need to do? What do I need to accept or grieve? What do I need to celebrate? Consider these questions and listen to your guidance. There are 2 things that can help when life seems out of control and stressful. One is the Serenity Prayer, which is something the author has relied on for a long time. It goes, "God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." There's a lot in that single sentence. The other helpful thing is to have strong connections with supportive friends. So here's one more prompt for writing for guidance. Ask, would I benefit from some human support? Is there a friend I should reach out to and connect with? Ask your guidance if there's a specific person who could best support you at this time. Can you make a plan to connect? Week 4 is about optimism, which we've already touched on a bit, but it's worth reiterating how connecting with your guidance can provide calm reassurance. When the brain is busy, stressed, and anxious, it's easy to give too much headspace over to our panicked, negative side. When we seek guidance, we're tapping into the other side, the side that is hopeful and recognizes mistakes as opportunities for change and growth. We can see that time is on our side rather than a weight pressing down on us. With that in mind, take pen in hand and write down a list of 10 things you hope for. I hope X, I hope Y, I hope Z. Remember, don't overthink it. Just write and see what appears. Guidance for stamina and commitment. Moving on to week 5, it's time to focus on resilience and cultivate stamina. This can be done in a number of ways, and it's not unlike building muscle. It takes practice and a certain amount of surrender and acceptance. Remember that serenity prayer? Being resilient means accepting that things aren't always in our control and strengthening our ability to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and wisdom. Key to being able to do this is to open yourself up and to allow yourself to receive divine guidance. Getting out of your usual environment can be helpful in this regard. The author finds nature to be a much better environment for generating a calm and receptive mind. She also makes a practice of filling her indoor space with nature, even carrying home pine cones from time to time. While writing for guidance is the primary tool, when you forge a strong connection to this intuitive, divine channel, you can practice it on a moment-to-moment basis. You don't have to wait until you're finishing your next morning pages session or have 20 minutes to meditate. If you find yourself in an anxious situation or faced with a tough decision that requires an immediate response, week 5 is a good time to see whether you can connect with your guidance in the moment. Now is the time to make guidance your constant companion. Before we move on to the final week, let's mention gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to despair. By regularly checking in with what you are grateful for, you can infuse each day with a sense of wonder and appreciation of life's myriad blessings. Our health, our homes, our friends, our pets, the trees in the park, the food on our plate, the sun in the sky. Think about all the things there are to be grateful for and see how many you can write down. Add to the list regularly and keep it in mind the next time you feel negativity and pessimism creeping in. Now, week 6, the final week, is about emphasizing the importance of commitment and perseverance. At this point, the aim is for guidance to be an integral part of your daily life, so you're encouraged to embrace it as a long-term practice. Now's the time to recognize its profound impact on mental, physical, and emotional well-being. This doesn't mean that by embracing guidance, we're going to be happy and blissful all the time. Rather, it's about acknowledging the ebb and flow of human emotions and realizing that even moments of emptiness or anxiety are part of the creative journey. Through guidance, we can learn to trust our wisdom and embrace the unknown with faith and acceptance. Now's the time to focus on some of the foundational practices that keep the connection to your guidance strong. Commitment to morning pages is the cornerstone of self-discovery, fostering honesty and authenticity in both thought and speech. As individuals embrace their true selves, they cultivate meaningful connections with others, guided by a sense of benevolence and authenticity. Finally, remember the simple power of taking a walk. This is another foundational exercise that clears the mind and helps inspiration bubble to the surface. So many artists over the years have extolled the benefits of simply getting out of the house and walking. Perhaps the philosopher and poet Søren Kierkegaard put it best when he said, "I have walked myself into my best thoughts, and I know of no thought so burdensome that one cannot walk away from it." At the end of this program, you're invited to reflect on the guidance you've received and recognize the gentle yet profound impact it can have. Hopefully, you'll find that it has been a journey of self-discovery and creative fulfillment, and that you feel comforted by the steady hand of intuition and the unwavering support of a higher power. The main takeaway of this blink to Living the Artist's Way by Julia Cameron is that the author invites individuals to embrace creativity, trust their intuition, and cultivate a deeper connection with themselves and the world around them. Over the course of 6 weeks, you're given weekly assignments and prompts designed to unlock your creative potential. The primary emphasis throughout these 6 weeks is seeking guidance by writing specific questions and trusting the answers you are provided with. This process is focused on inviting optimism and self-forgiveness, as well as embracing commitment and perseverance. By praying, taking walks, and writing morning pages, individuals learn to trust in their inner guidance and surrender to the creative process with faith and acceptance. With the support of a nurturing network and a commitment to authenticity, you can discover the power of self-discovery, honesty, and connection. Living the Artist's Way is about embarking on a journey of creative fulfillment and personal growth. Thank you so much for listening. If you have a moment, please consider leaving us a rating or a comment. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next Blink.